What is up, guys? Welcome. I'm gonna be doing these series, very shitty quality, but bear with me. I'm going to be doing these series where I like do my laundry and just yap. We're gonna call it laundry fucking yap time, I guess. I don't know. I'm not like one of those people that they're like it has to be perfectly edited. Bro, if you don't like the way it's edited, then womp womp. Loser. Anyways. Yeah, we're gonna be just fucking yapping, man. Today was a long fucking day, man. Well, not really. I went to work, got my hair done. What do you know? What kind of air I've got those braids? Bro, people keep saying I look like Drake and fucking need to stop. Anyways, we're getting off track. I was gonna talk about love. I know it's fucking gay, but why not? And I think that the thing with love nowadays is, see, everyone has their own perception of it, and I feel like people think that if it doesn't add up to their perception of what they think love is, then they end up letting it go. So that's what I'm gonna be talking about. How do you know if when to let go and what is letting go? So how do you know when to let go? Well, first off, your intuition will tell you everything. When you're with a person and your body is unsettled, there's sleepless nights, you can't get your mind into check, and when they're no longer serving you for your higher purpose now, and not in an arrogant way, because you don't want someone with you when you're low, and then when you're high you leave them. If you do that, you're a piece of shit. I'm talking about when the whole time they weren't really serving you for your greater good, but now you're aware that it's time to walk away because now you've gained enough courage. And a lot of the time people, especially Christians, not mostly, just good people in general, I would like to say, when they let go of someone, bro, they struggle with so much guilt. And you have to understand that if you want to look at it biblically, when Jesus told the guy Jesus was walking, and one of the guys was like, Jesus, oh my God, I love you, yada yada yada. And Jesus was like, come follow me. And Jesus said, or not Jesus, the guy said, okay, yeah, just let me go bury my father real quick, then I'll come back. Jesus said, let the dead bury their own dead. And something I honestly kind of forgot. And then and Jesus ended up leaving without him. Doesn't mean he doesn't love him any less than he loved Matthew, Paul, Simon. Doesn't mean he loved any of them more. It's just they cannot go where he's going, and not in an arrogant way, but in a way that's best for them too. Because when you walk away from someone, there's always going to be attachment there, and if the person can't go where you're going, you gotta be the strong one and say, okay, it's time to let go. And how do you let go is the thing. Well, first, you don't really just cold turkey, right? Because then you'll go insane. And some people aren't meant for that. You don't just block them on everything, because in a couple months or delete everything, because in a couple months you're gonna be like, fuck. Like, you're gonna have all these feelings coming up. So what I'd like to do, right? I personally, I unadd them, and I take them off everything, and when I feel ready to delete their pictures, I delete their pictures. And when I think about them deeply, I pray about them just as deeply as I think about them. Well, I try, right? Because I'm not fucking perfect. You hear the way I talk? I'm disgusting. I'm far from perfect. So you gotta. The biggest thing to let go, though, it's not even about blocking, taking these pictures off. That's fucking gay and stupid, really. The main thing, believe it or not, before I left on cliffhanger, the main thing of letting go is mourning, you know? And being honest with yourself and accepting the dark parts of yourself and the weak parts, maybe the parts where you were easy to manipulate and you were naive, and you gotta accept that that you weren't perfect either, and you gotta mourn who you were and the time that you spent with that person, and you need time to reflect on how you truly felt, and you need time to mourn everything, who you wanted to be with them, what you wanted with them, past, present, and future with them. You need time to mourn. And you can't beat yourself up. You gotta accept the flaws or the mistakes that you did and the things that you didn't do anything wrong. And you can't look for confirmation in anyone else. You gotta tell yourself that, and you gotta believe it. You don't fucking go on YouTube, did I do something wrong? Even if you did do something wrong, who cares? Even if, who really gives a fuck? You're gonna be your worst enemy. And like, fuck, what's his name? Fyodorevsky, some fucking philosopher, said my greatest sin, or your greatest sin, is that you have destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing. So don't turn against yourself just because you did something wrong. And you turn to God, turn to Christ. More importantly, Christ is King. And you learn to walk with him. And I never knew if farting while I was preaching is a sin. Someone look that up. Yo, like, I'm telling you, like, I'm the most retarded one. Like, a lot of Christians are probably gonna watch this and they're probably gonna be like, shame on him. And I agree. Anyways. Yeah, and really, don't expect people to understand your heartbreak as well. Ooh. Let me get into that. Don't expect people to understand your pain with this heartbreak, because no one will understand. They won't understand the time you spent with her or him. They won't understand the memories you shared, the attachment you felt, the way you feel, the pure desire that you wanted. And don't let anyone make you think that you are what they perceive you as, whether the person giving you advice or the person you love. You know, you are your flaws. You know, this basic shit, right? Everyone knows that. It's basic advice. You can get that shit on Instagram Reels. Oh, yeah. Your job will navigate. Oh, yeah. Anyways. What is letting go? Letting go isn't detaching and feeling nothing. It's feeling everything, but choosing distance because you know in the long run it's going to be better. So it's walking away even when you're in love and praying for them in the spirit and hoping that no matter what happens, that you don't lose faith. And in time, you will learn the lesson that you needed to learn. And don't look at everything as a test, because then you're going to go into life with anxiety. You know, look at life as a new opportunity to do everything, to either bring you closer to Christ or you fall and your mistakes bring you closer to Christ. So anything works for your benefit. And don't feel inferior to anyone. To nobody. Don't fucking let that shit get to you. Oh, ow! Oh my god. I actually think I just broke my whole entire phone. But yeah, guys. That was the first yap session. If this sucks, well, I don't know. Shit on me in the comments, I guess. I don't know. Sorry about farting on camera. I'm not gonna edit any of this video, so hold on. We're gonna get a thumbnail. Hold on. Oh, I can't zoom in, bro. I bought the 16 for like what? Here, hold on. Get a thumbnail going. All right, good enough.